What's up guys, welcome back once again to Daily Reviews. Today I'm checking out a different product. I've not checked anything like this out before, but I've checked out things that are associated with this. This is from Tonor. Thank you to them for sending this out. I've recently reviewed one of their microphones, which I was very impressed with, and they contacted me again and wanted me to check out this. It doesn't look much from the box, but this is a boom arm for a microphone, and this one actually has RGB, so let's get it out, installed on the desk, and we'll talk about it a little bit more. Right, so we've got it installed to the desk. I've just shown you it's really easy to do. There's a few little clamps at the bottom, then screw your microphone. It's a standard thread on the arm to put your microphone on, so it should fit pretty much all of your high-end sort of condenser microphones that come with that standard thread. And yeah, I'm quite impressed with it, to be honest with you. It's really sturdy. It's got a lot of adjustability. And obviously the main thing is it's got the RGB lighting down the side, which hopefully you can see. If I just bend that forward so you can see it a little bit better. A few things I'll talk about. So obviously your microphone goes here and plugs in. You've got adjustable here. You can undo that, twizzle it round, and then tighten it back up to the position you want it. It has cable channels that come off really easily. You literally just slide them. Cable channel comes off, so you can run your microphone cable down there. That also covers up the cable for the RGB, which is pre-installed obviously, and then they just lock in back in place. So there's one on this part of the arm and there's one in this back bit of the arm as well, and like I say, it's adjustable from the head, adjustable in the middle, and adjustable from the base, so you've got a range of movement. You can have it pretty much where you want, and it obviously swivel on the base as well to where you want it. So it does everything it needs to do for a boom arm, but also has the added function of a bit of RGB in it as well. Now before I talk about the RGB, let's just talk about a few little things I didn't like. There's not a lot at all, because it is really well made. The base where it attaches to the desk, it clamps into like a shoe, and that goes onto your desk with like a rubber mount to stop it from damaging your desk, which is all well and good. However, because it's only clamping from one side, which probably is the same for most of these, if you had it on the front of your desk, which I originally installed it as you saw from the video, when you then, because this back arm is quite stiff, and probably needs to be because obviously it's sort of holding all the weight, because that's quite stiff, it might get better over time. If you're moving it back and forth, it actually lifts the sort of clamp off the desk a bit, but if you've got it at the back of your desk and obviously you're pulling it this way, it's not going to do that, and it seems to go back easier than it comes down, which makes sense. So it's not going to be an issue there, and that's to be honest with you, that's really all there is to say bad about it. One thing I would have liked to have seen is maybe where this cable goes for the RGB that runs down here, and plugs in at the bottom down here. It comes with a USB-C to USB-A cable, so the USB-C is on the arm, and obviously that then goes to your computer for the power. One thing I would like to see is maybe if they could have put in the base or in the arm itself was another USB to maybe pass your microphone into, so you had one cable then coming from the arm, and you could basically bunch up your microphone cable inside it, and then you're only using one cable, and it can do both, power for the RGB and also power and data for the microphone. That would have really been nice to see. Just an idea, Tonor, if you're listening. I hope you are, because you've sent me this to look at. Yeah, so that would have been a nice little addition and would have made sort of installation a bit different, and a bit easier. Now I've just pulled the camera around a little bit so you can see the RGB a bit better. It is really nice. I like how it's got this bar down here, these two little bits, and then the bar down there, and the Tonor sign lights up as well. It also got sort of a gold, sort of yellowy accent all the way down it as well. Again, that's not going to be to everyone's tastes, but it is quite subtle and doesn't stand out too much, so therefore it's not that bad at all. And obviously when you've got this on and you're gaming sort of at night time and it's a bit darker, your RGB is going to be the only thing you're really seeing on it, and it's going to look pretty cool. So let's talk about the RGB, which is the last thing to talk about. It is done all by touching this part here. the opposite side of where you can see. You literally just tap the panel and it changes the colours. So you can have it static colours, red. I've had purple, red, orange, green, lighter green, and then you can go to sort of your rainbow modes. So that comes all the way up from the bottom and cycles through, which looks really, really nice. Tap it again, we can get pulsing. It is quite a slow pulse. I don't think there's a way of changing speeds. There's no sort of control, but this is pulsing between the colours, so you can have that as well. Tap it once more, and this is sort of fading between the colours rather than pulsing. And then you can have this mode as well, which is sort of a rainbow effect, but in bigger chunks of colour. I personally think that one's the best one, the best looking one. And then you go back round to your solid colours. So you've got plenty of colours on there, and obviously you've got your unicorn vomit, as some people like to call it, and then other things as well, which again I think looks absolutely awesome. So let's just put it back on my favourite. So there we go, I've got it set to my favourite colour. I'd probably have it in this sort of position over here, so you can have it sort of in your range, and you can still see your screen fully, and it's still going to pick up your voice really well. And yeah, it's really, really good. I really, really like this. Looks really nice, and sets off your setup really, really well. So that's all there is really to talk about this, guys. Really, really well built. Nice features, nice cable management. It feels absolutely solid. It is big chunks of metal basically, and the RGB looks brilliant as well, and it's really easy to control. And one thing I didn't say a minute ago was tapping it is really fast as well. So you literally just tap, 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 and it goes through cycles through all your different modes as well. Another thing maybe is if you could have sort of integration with RGB software and stuff like that to integrate it with your system, maybe something they could do in the future. But I realise that's probably quite difficult to do, because obviously there's so many different RGB softwares out there and things like that. But that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're considering getting one of these, I'll leave a link in the description below. I believe they're around £80 here in the UK, so similar sort of price in dollars in the US. But obviously I'll leave a link in the description below for you to see. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Yeah, if you're looking for something that's a bit different and basically stands out in your setup, and you need a monitor arm, a mic arm anyway, then yeah, why not check this one out. Thanks for watching, guys. See you guys in the next video. Goodbye.